Welcome to ISTV English News. This is Panorama giving you the news. Let's see the headlines. National Executive Committee meeting of Indian Journalists Unions begins at Imphal. Journalists have a big role in strengthening India, says CM Ibobi. The news in detail. The two-day National Executive Committee meeting of Indian Journalists Union (IJU), which is the biggest journalist body in India, has begun at the Banquet Hall of Manipur Rifles today. Addressing the function, Chief Guest of the function, Chief Minister Okram Ibobi said journalists have a big role in strengthening India. Social Welfare Minister A.K. Mirabai, President of IJU S.N. Sinha, Secretary General of IJU D. Amar, and President of AMJU Wangkhemta Samjai were the main guests at the function held under the aegis of All Manipur Working Journalists Union. Delegates from Bangladesh and journalists from 20 states of India were given a warm felicitation and honoured with simple gifts. Various cultural items drew the attention of the participants. Vice President of AMJU, Ratan Luwang, pointed out the working condition of journalists in Manipur. He also mentioned that for the first time in the history of Manipur, the meeting is being telecast live only on ISTV network, which has more than 2 lakh subscribers. President of AMJU Wangkhemta Samjai said Manipur being a conflict zone area, journalists of Manipur have to work under the fear of militants. Journalists have to face difficulties from time to time. On the other hand, the salaries of the journalists are very low in comparison with other states and makes the journalists work under a pity state. Chief Minister Okram Ibobi expressed happiness over the responsibility of AMJU for organizing such a big meeting in the state. Manipur government has been taking up steps for the welfare of journalists in the state. Some of the steps may be highlighted by the Chief Minister are establishing a press academy, plans to construct housing colony for journalists. Moreover, the government is planning to provide educational facilities to the children of journalists and a contingency fund for the journalists, the Chief Minister added. A tripartite committee has been constituted to seek a report on the monthly income of journalists under the Magenta Wage Board. The earlier conception of journalists coming from other states are in wrong concept, but now all misunderstanding will be wiped out as the law and order of Manipur has improved and they could come to Manipur without any suspicion. The Indian journalists should not forget that the journalists of Manipur also stands for the integrity and unity of India.
The consistent demand of All Manipur Working Journalists Union and the steps taken us so far. In response to the demand of the MJU, my government has already constituted a tripartite committee in line with the recommendation of the Magenta Wage Board for working journalists and other newspaper employees. It has been notified through Gazette already. Now this committee will classify, provide foolproof action taken in accordance with the Magenta Wage Board. My government is fully committed to implement the same for the welfare of the journalist fraternity in the state. My government has doubled the journalist pension fund pursued by the MJU. We have already raised the grant of 2 lakhs towards the pension fund to 5 lakhs from this year in order to facilitate proper implementation of the pension scheme. My government is taking positive action for the welfare of working journalists of the state.
President of IJU S.N. Sinha said Indian Journalists Union is the biggest journalist body in India. Since India is in an apprehensive condition, journalists have to work under certain difficulties. Indian journalists should work to strengthen democracy in India. IJU knows that journalists of Manipur are working courageously. He expressed his desire for taking up more steps for the welfare of journalists in the state. The state government may land into difficulty if they implement the wage board issued by the apex court. It will be right if the Manipur government takes up more steps for the welfare and protection of journalists in the state.
A good journalist in this country, we want good journalism in this country. That means we want a good democracy in this country also. In that context, sir, I will want to request the Chief Minister and the government of Manipur also to please take care the welfare of the journalists of the Manipur also.
Chief Minister Oibobi has categorically said that tourism can develop not only the economy of the state but also provide jobs to many people of the state. He said this at the inaugural function of the national seminar on the topic Promotion of Tourism in Manipur held at Sangai Hall Hotel Imphal today. The seminar was organized by Manipur Tourism Forum. Parliamentary Secretary Tourism MP Tibaras, Executive Director of Indian Association of Tour Operator Gaur Kanjilal, President of the Forum Dr. T.H. Doubly and many distinguished persons took part in the seminar. Addressing the gathering, Kanjilal said Manipur could be developed in tourism sector on account of the state is being an eco-friendly state. Besides, Manipur has high potential of tourism. He further said tourism is like a magic and it can develop socio-economy of the state suddenly. All possible help will be extended from the side of Indian Association of Tour Operator in promoting tourism in Manipur, he assured.
We need everybody's cooperation, especially the Tamil partners from Northeast, from Manipur, to diversify the tourism products of India.
Chief Minister Oibobi said his government is trying best level to improve road connectivity and law and order in the state. He further said the government will urge to the central government in this regard. The government will extend all possible effort or recommendation taken during the seminar turn into action if necessary, the Chief Minister Oibobi said.
Eco-friendly, natural beauty, natural good climate, they will start traveling rest of their life. So we need to create basic infrastructure. I think tourism is one of the area which we can think of, because without much of capital we can develop, and with our Principal Secretary Dr. Rajesh, we approached to the Government of India, Minister of Tourism, priority wise, some few mega projects we are trying to implement it as early as possible. After that, after these 2-3 mega projects, when we can complete, then there will be definitely change in the state, creation of infrastructure and other areas also.
In connection with the 50th Foundation Day Golden Jubilee celebration of All Manipur Students Union, a patriotic song competition in state level was held at GM Hall today. Advisor of AMIC B. Jayantikumar Sarma, Music Director S. Tizendra, and retired Senior Lecturer of Government Music College Asem Bimola were the jury members of the competition. 22 male and 20 female singers are participating in the competition. Executive Engineer of PHED Kangpokpi and Gambhir Singh today inaugurated a newly constructed Hanbung water supply scheme under the scheme of NLCPR. Construction of the water supply scheme was started in 2010. The scheme was constructed with an estimated cost of 422 lakh rupees by Public Health Engineering Division Kangpokpi. The water supply scheme is targeting to provide good drinking water to 10,133 families. A component of 3 journal water reservoirs and a safety tank were included in the scheme. Chairman of Hanbung Village Water Sanitation Committee S. Hang Sui Tae, members of the committee and many villagers attended the inaugural function. Speaking on the occasion, E.E. Gambhir appealed to the villagers that the water supply scheme has been constructed for the villagers. That is why it should be taken care by the villagers. Now the national and international news. Ahead of the assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that he will solve the Kashmir refugee issue if Bharatiya Janata Party BJP comes to power. While addressing an election rally in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar district, Modi emphasized on the need for development and employment opportunities in the state. Modi reiterated his development mantra, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Modi said, it's time to bring the change, provide young generation a secure future. Modi also asked people of Jammu and Kashmir to punish National Conference NC and People's Democratic Party PDP for misusing funds allocated for the state. Modi took a dig at Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah's family and said the pipeline which we installed for water in Gujarat is big enough for the entire Abdullah family to drive their car inside it. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today slammed BJP over allegations of Trinamool Congress involvement in multi-crore Sarada chit fund scam. Reacting to the BJP's allegation of our involvement in the scam, the CM said BJP has bought over media. Journalists are not got. The TMC chief also questioned media's ignorance toward the BJP's election campaign expenses. U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rage has said President Barack Obama's proposed visit to India in January next year is an opportunity to strengthen and expand bilateral strategic partnership. Deputy National Security Advisor for Strategic Communications and a close confidant of Obama, Ben Rhodes, wrote on Twitter that the president's visit is a sign of close ties and friendship between the two countries. Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday invited Barack Obama to be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations. The US President has accepted the invitation. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis today ruled out any kind of interference of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha RSS in running the state government, as whether the right-wing organization was mediating between the BJP and the Shiv Sena. Mr. Fadnavis said there is no question of mediating RAS as it was a political decision. The Maharashtra Chief Minister said Shiv Sena has been a friend and hope in the future both the parties will remain friends only. The 18th South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation (SAARC) summit began in Kathmandu, Nepal today. On the opening day today, Joint Secretaries Level Programming Committee is now discussing the calendar of SAARC activities for 2015 and opening of a SAARC Disaster and Environment Management Center. Besides, the committee meeting is also considering a proposal for merging the present 11 regional SAARC centers to make 5 such centers. Foreign Secretaries meeting will take place tomorrow. Foreign Ministers meet will be held on Tuesday. The summit of the heads of states is scheduled to take place on Wednesday and Thursday. This is the first time Kathmandu is hosting the summit in 12 years. The theme this year is Deeper Integration for Peace and Prosperity. A small Hindu temple has been vandalized by unidentified men in Pakistan's southern Sindh province, leading to protests by the community members and local political parties. An idol and religious books were reduced to ashes in the attack on the temple located on the outskirts of Hyderabad in the Tando Muhammad Khan district last night, said Ramesh Bankwani, a leader of the Pakistan Hindu Council. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has said that the spread of the deadly Ebola virus could be contained by mid-2015. Ban made observation today and said that the Ebola outbreak could be contained by continuing to scale up the global fight against the disease. Addressing a press conference at a World Bank headquarters, the UN Secretary General emphasized that results are still uneven and announced that the organization's top health officials will head to Mali, where the situation is still a cause of deep concern. Well, that's all we have for now, but before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the headlines once more. National Executive Committee meeting of Indian Journalists Unions begins at Imphal. Journalists have a big role in strengthening India, says CM Ibobi. Thanks for watching our news, and for more updates, please stay tuned.